Hey guys, it's Shades here. Welcome again to Shades of Soapbox. So, Valve, congratulations. You finally admitted what most of us knew all along. For those not in the know, recently Valve announced that they are basically throwing their hands up in the air and saying, fuck it, as long as it's not illegal or trolling, we don't give a shit what you post on our service. Let's be honest, folks, most of us kind of saw this coming a long time ago. This whole thing started when Valve started their Steam Greenlight service many years ago, and it was supposed to usher in a new era of indie games, allowing indie developers to publish their games and let fans decide what kind of games deserve to be in the Steam storefront. And at first it seemed like it had a lot of potential. I mean, it was a great place for a lot of indie developers to really showcase their stuff. But it didn't take long for abuse to rear its ugly head, with a lot of people posting games that were basically asset flips from other stores, basically taking a bunch of pre-made assets from like the Unity storefront and cobbling them together with no real effort of their own, no attempt to bug fix, no attempt to make any kind of coherent game, and then just slapping it on there so they can get access to the Steam trading card system and steal a bunch of money. And this went on for quite a few years, with people like Jim Sterling and Sid Alpha basically calling them out for their bullshit. So then Steam decides, okay, well, let's work together with these guys and let's see if we can come up with a system that actually works. So they got together with guys like Jim Sterling and sat down and said, okay, what can we do to fix this? And the result of that was Steam Direct, an even worse system. Somehow, Steam took the suggestions of popular game critics and made something even worse. I don't even know how that's possible. Steam Direct basically allowed anyone to publish any game they wanted as long as they paid a $100 upfront fee, which any developer worth their salt could at least cough up $100. It wasn't that hard to do. So basically, it became the Wild West, and the asset flips came in flooding in even more than ever before, to the point now where you can't even find a decent game on Steam without sludging through thousands of asset flip games and poorly compiled pieces of bullshit. It's hard for even AAA games to make themselves known on a Steam storefront because of this shit. It's that fucking bad. And then comes more recent controversies, like Valve's attempt to remove pornographic games from their site. And they're a worthy effort if they actually were pornographic. Instead, it was targeting visual novels, most of which didn't even contain any adult material in them at all. So you're gonna let thousands of the asset flips flood the Steam storefront, but oh no, we can't have a visual novel that doesn't have any adult material in our store. Wake the fuck up, Valve. And the only time they ever decided to remove a game was when enough people said something about it, such as the more recent active shooter game. Now, don't get me wrong, I was not a big fan of active shooter, at least as far as what I could see. The idea of playing as a school shooter did seem a little bit offensive, and that's putting it mildly, I assure you. So I can understand people having a backlash about that, but that was the only time Valve ever stepped up, was when enough people spoke up. But with so many games on the Steam storefront that were quite frankly clearly cash grabs designed to take advantage of the Steam trading card system, there was no way people were going to be able to speak up enough to get all of these games removed. So Valve has finally decided to say, fuck it all. Just why even bother? Why waste our time? Unless a game is clearly breaking the law or is it a deliberate act of trolling to get attention, there is no reason for us to need to do anything. It's gotten to the point where many developers are jumping ship and trying to find other gaming platforms and other online stores to sell their games, such as GOG. GOG may be a little more tight-knit, but at least that means that any game that goes on GOG has a decent chance of being an honest-to-God decent game. May not always be the greatest game ever, but at least you know there's some level of effort put into these fucking things. That's saying a lot more than 90% of the shit on the Steam storefront right now. This is pathetic. This is exactly what caused the video game crash of 1983. And while obviously this won't crash the entire video game industry, it is almost certainly eventually going to crash Valve. Steam is on its dying days, and you know it. This system is eventually going to cave in on itself, making it impossible for anyone to find even a halfway decent game unless they're a AAA game, and most of those are going to be nothing more than microtransaction bullshit given this day and age. Go see my previous loot box video for that bullshit. Simply put, Steam needs to fix its shit. It needs to just say, clear the board, get rid of all the games right now, and start letting in only those pass certain qualifications. If it's not willing to do that, then honestly, kiss Steam goodbye. It's only a matter of time. Consumers are eventually going to get sick and tired of sludging through all these shitty games, trying to find anything that's halfway decent, and meanwhile, a lot of indie developers, the very thing that Steam Greenlight was supposed to encourage, are going to have an impossible time getting even noticed because they have to fight against all of this shit that is just flooding the store page, many of which get pushed to the top because of bullshit giveaway deals and gray market sales designed to make their game look more popular so they can get more of those damn Steam trading cards. At this point, I'm only using Steam if I have to. I'm going to do everything in my power to avoid using Steam. I can't do a full boycott. To claim to do a full boycott of Steam would be impossible. Even I know this. There are many games that are exclusively available on Steam that I actually want to play. More and more, that number is becoming thinner and thinner, so it's only a matter of time. But for now, I'm only going to use Steam if I absolutely have to. If I can avoid using it, I will. I'm going to stick to GOG and other sites. That's just my opinion. If you have your reasons for using Steam, I certainly won't encourage you to do otherwise. I at least encourage you to take a look at what the Steam storefront is doing and understand that this shit has to stop. Steam is the Wild West of gaming once again. Like I said, it's going to be 1983 all over again if they don't fix it fast. Anyway, that's going to do it for me here today, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about Steam's current situation down in the comments below. And let me know if you have any topics for future soapboxes as well. I'll definitely take a look at them. Also, make sure you consider donating to my Patreon. Links to it will be located in the description below and at the end card of this video. Shout out to my patron Solar Star for your continued support. Always appreciated. In the meantime, I want to thank you guys for joining me as always here in the Soapbox. I'm the Shades, and we'll see you guys next time. Rock on!